God is not looking for perfect. God is looking for the willing. Morning, people. How are you guys doing? Hopefully each and every one of you are doing well and you're still standing as Babylon is falling. For some of us today, it's Good Friday. And I was just thinking, this morning before I read my word about a couple weeks ago when I was in prayer and I was saying to God that I just want His perfect will to be done in my life. I want His purpose to be done. I want what He wants for me. And that's why I came up with the journey of being led. And that same morning, I was led to read the life of Moses. And it was like a reminder to me that God is saying to me, whatever I tell you to do, you got to do it. And so from that moment, I have just decided to do whatever God tells me to do. And while I was in prayer that morning, the story in Matthew chapter 7 verse 6 came to me about do not give what is holy unto dogs. Do not cast your pearl before swine, lest they trample on you and turn and rend you. And it's like God was showing me how the pearl is not perfect, right? But the pearl is valuable. And not everybody is going to be able to recognize the value in a pearl. Only a person with that taste, that person who knows what is valuable, is going to be able to see a pearl and do everything to get it. And this is when I was reminded of the merchant who sold everything, gave up everything to own the pearl. And then I started to think about how Jesus Christ sacrificed everything for us who are not perfect, but we will be considered to be the pearl. And then this morning, I was led to read Luke chapter 1, verse 39 to I think 52. And it was talking about Mary being pregnant with Jesus. And then Mary's song that she sung to God, which is, she's not highly esteemed. She's not of status, but yet still, God sees fit to use her to bring forth one of the greatest miracles, which is to birth Jesus Christ into the earth. And then I started to think about the whole thing. How when Elizabeth saw her, the baby in Elizabeth, which is John's mother, leapt, and Elizabeth got filled with the Holy Ghost, because inside of Elizabeth's womb, baby John recognized Jesus in his mother's womb. Holy things recognized holy things. Purpose recognized purpose. And I come back around to the pearl. John, in his mother's womb, recognized the value of Jesus Christ. Mary was nobody in comparison to what people think and she ought to be and who she's supposed to be. But in God's eyes, she was so valuable. And this is what I'm trying to say to you, that God does not look at the perfect. God used willing people. People who are willing to obey whatever he tells them to do. People who are willing to listen to his instructions. Because at the end of the day, God knows that we are men and women and we're going to make mistakes. He knows. And this is sometimes I wonder if we keep forgetting that you don't think God knows who you are. God knows who you are even before you was created in your mother's womb. But are you going to let God use you to fulfill his purpose? Because that you may not be somebody special in man's eyes, but in God's eyes, you could be the one who bring forth another greatest miracle in this earth. But first, we have to be willing to be used by God like Mary was. We have to start seeing ourselves as the pearl that Jesus Christ gave his life for on Calvary's cross. We're valuable in God's eyes. And this is one of the ways where my system of how to find true and choose wisely in love came from. If somebody cannot recognize you for who you are, in the fullness of who you are, they will never value you. Because to them, you're not the pearl that the merchant sold everything to own. Have a blessed day today. And to each and every one of you who are celebrating Good Friday, it's a day to remember why we celebrate this day. Have a good one.